parents would have to put everything they own in the middle of the street, and then the government come and burn everything that you own personally, and then they come back and they burn the whole block. So you're going to be homeless. Now after 1 month of deliberate burning, no more Chinatown. We didn't have a Chinatown. See, the whites made a new map, all black, all burnt down to the ground. Now, some of the white historians tell lies about our Chinatown. They said, look at this photograph here. The reason why, they claim the reason why Chinatown burned is because the fire got out of control by the wind. The wind blew the fire out of control. But that is a total lie. Because when this picture was taken, 85–90% of Honolulu Chinatown was already deliberately burned. Now here is the proof of the pudding. The Board of Health made a new map at the end of the burn. There's the passing of Chinatown, all black. Now, there's a Chinese building burned. What about all the white man buildings? How come they never burned? If the wind blew the fire out of control, how come the white man building never burned? I'll tell you why. One thing the white did, they took good pictures. Here's a white man, a Caucasian, in the middle of Chinatown. He was in control of the water brigade, and he was assigned water pump. Not to put the fire out. Before they burned this Chinese building, or the Japanese building here, they wet down, thoroughly soaked down the white man building. And then they slowly, deliberately burned this Chinese building down. Here, the Japanese building, here. That's what happened. 8,000 homeless, American soldiers are dead, drawn them all up, march them down King Street to the present day Kauai House Church. Over there, the Board of Health imprisoned all of us for 11 months until now the white doctors will inspect you one by one and determine whether you're clear of that Chinese disease that you can go home. Or where you going? Or burnt down. Our Chinatown remained like that for a long time, way beyond your Chinatown when it burned down during the 1906 earthquake. A lot of our buildings, you can see, rebuilt 1915, 1918, almost 20 years later. Why? Because if you were Chinese merchant, had your building burned down, even though you might have it insured, white man insurance company, they give you a bad time. So you might have to wait years later for them to give you a few dollars so you can That's what happened. That's what we call it. We talk about discrimination. We had it over here, big. We had a British club over here, we had a Pacific club. No Chinese. They had a big sign, no dogs or Chinamen allowed. But all of us who did all the cooking for them, Chinese. So tell me about it. So, there are many clubs over here. It was way after we won the war, 1945, that they allowed Chinese people in their membership. Pacific Club, Waikiki Outrigger Club, like that. All always. So, now, this one over here, a lot of Chinese people like coming over here because we clarify. What you see here is the last chapter in my book about Dr. Sun Yat-sen. Dr. Sun Yat-sen came here when he was 13 years old. His family was here already in Maui. He had a big ranch. So he went to school here. He went to Iolani, Anglican school, and then he went to Punahou, and they called Oahu College. That's the same school that Obama went to. Same thing. Well, that's him over here. He went to back to China, became a doctor in Hong Kong, didn't like the way the Manchu government was operating, all the corruptions and the different problems in China. So he came back here. He was a good talker. He told everybody over here the only way to change China was through military revolution. Yeah, he was a good talker, so he formed this political party called Kuomintang. There's still Kuomintang around the place in all of Canada and the United States. So he was able to accumulate a lot of money from here, lots of money from the Chinese in Canada, United States, South America. With all that millions of dollars, he went back to China, was successful in getting all the warlords on the east side. So October 10, 1911, he was successful in overthrowing the Manchu government. That's what happened. The new China, the warlords selected him to become the president of the new China for only 1 year, 1912. They couldn't stand him after 1 year. The warlords kicked him out, threatened to kill him, threw him out of China, so he had to come back to Hawaii and the state to hide. How long can a man hide with his ego? Even though in the United States he became Americanized, Westernized, Christianized, like American democratic values and all of that he tried to instill that on his first year as the president. They didn't like it, kicked him out. So it took him 10 years to get out of the rut. For him to come out and become big wheel again, what did he do? 1923, he went to Russia, to seek their help. So Joseph Stalin told him, son, we will help you provide you and your Kuomintang party subscribe to what? Communism. That's how he became the first communist of China. So Mao Zedong and Chiang Kai-shek were under him in the Kuomintang as his lieutenant. They didn't make, Mao Zedong wasn't the one that made China communist, him. It was when he died in 1925 that his brother-in-law, Chiang Kai-shek, wanted to be the big wheel. Yeah. Chiang Kai-shek. Now, the reason why we honor this picture of Chiang Kai-shek is because of his wife, Madam Chiang Kai-shek. Because remember the Chinese Exclusion Act that the United States government passed on Chinese in 1882 called the Chinese Exclusion Act? Well, that act remained in effect for a long time until January 1944. During the Cairo Conference, Madam Chiang Kai-shek, who fought for American Chinese human rights, was the one that was successful in having her husband Chiang Kai-shek, about President Roosevelt, repeal that law. That's why we have it over here.